not often we don't see the openweight title go on last, but here at the 5th annual Iron Cup, DeLuca has been on quite the roll throughout this year, starting it off as 1/3 of the Trios champions, putting on one hell of a performance against Tarek and Brent Banks. But now, if DeLuca can pick up the biggest victory of his career by pinning John Greed and becoming open-weight champion, that will solidify 2023 as the year of DeLuca.
Ever since DeLuca had returned from Europe, it's almost like a new Jonny DeLuca. He came back a new man, and what a feather in the cap it would be for him had he go home tonight, the brand new PWO openweight champion. Someone he knows, John Greed, he does know. He's been watching. Jonny DeLuca's been here the whole time and seen what Disgraceland has been up to.
DeLuca considers PWO to be his home. This is the place where he cut his teeth, where he learned so much as a young competitor. And now, here he is in the co-main event, fighting for the top prize in our company. Will this be his night?
DeLuca's been keeping an incredible schedule as of late. Great shape here, Kevin. John Greed, he's at the disadvantage here tonight, Kevin. All the members of Disgraceland suspended by CEO Nathan Savage.
Well, Disgraceland may be suspended. To do it on his own tonight, Chris, but let's be frank, John Greed is never at a disadvantage. Whether he's on his own, whether he has his followers of Disgraceland at his side, John Greed, as much as I hate to say it, is one of the most impressive competitors on the scene today. Tipping the scales at 270 pounds and being able to move as quick as a cat.
Absolutely devastating competitor, Greed, the leader of Disgraceland, will have to go it here alone tonight.
It was 2 years ago, John Greed made his debut at the 3rd annual Iron Cup. An opening round match that featured Jonny DeLuca as well as Justin Sane and Rip Impact. John Greed actually eliminated DeLuca in that opening round. That's something DeLuca has not forgotten, and this could very well be a full circle moment. But now Greed getting in the face of John DeLuca Sr., the father of Mr. Electricity. Adding insult to injury.
Well, Johnny's dad in every match. He's one of the most supportive fathers in his journey, in his son's career.
Now, John,
unfortunately, I think that's just fuel for John Greed, Kevin. It makes it much more personal for DeLuca, and it makes it much more pleasurable for Greed to inflict that punishment on DeLuca here.
I mean, this match, this event is a full circle moment for both of them. As I said, Jonny DeLuca couldn't right the wrong of his past, finally picking up a win over Greed, but Greed can solidify himself as one of the greatest openweight champions in our company's history by defeating the young upstart.
Well, after that steel cage main event at Locked In, the Germania, it's hard to argue. John Greed, extremely successful.
John Greed, Jonny DeLuca, big fight feel here tonight at the 5th annual Iron Cup. Greed looking confident, looking like he's already won this match, but will that be the case? Or will the hungry young upstart be able to end the reign not only of John Greed, but of Disgraceland over PWO?
Kevin, we could be witnessing the final chapter here for Disgraceland. Should DeLuca win that championship, it's the final straw here for Disgraceland. John Greed maintaining, doing everything he can to retain that championship. Disgraceland's future depends on it here in this matchup.
This is not. This is him. New from him. This is him. New champ. New champ.
Fans here at the Germania, they want to see a new champion, Kevin. They want to see DeLuca capture the big one here at PWO.
DeLuca looking to become the youngest openweight champion in this company's history. But to do that, he has to go through the brick wall that is John Greed.
Try it on, Johnny. Get your haircut, bud.
Greed taking his time. A man who's known for playing those mind games. DeLuca looks focused. He looks ready to go. He looks like he's ready to be a singles champion in PWO for the very first time. Brad Myers, the official in this match.
This is those mind games you're talking about, Kevin.
That's one of the things Greed does so well, getting in the head of the young DeLuca, but DeLuca doesn't even look fazed by it. DeLuca is ready, DeLuca is focused, DeLuca is ready for the fight of his life against the toughest competitor he's ever been in the ring with.
That big-time victory over Kyle Boone here last time at the Germania Hall put DeLuca in the #1 contendership position here.
Greed.
John Greed's relishing in it.
Almost trying to get in the head of not only Jonny DeLuca, but the fans here in attendance.
Greed enjoys it.
Look at the size difference between these two competitors. John Greed, the powerhouse that he is. But DeLuca's not even fazed by it. DeLuca, no stranger to going at it against much bigger, more powerful, faster competitors.
DeLuca not willing to back down to Greed. Coming face to face with the champion here.
DeLuca knows what's at stake, not only the championship, but the pride. He's fighting not only for himself, but for all of PWO against the threat of Disgraceland.
Jonny DeLuca wants to be the one to close the book, close the chapter, turn the page on Disgraceland here.
Just imagine what that would do for his career. Lock up center of the ring. Almost a test of strength here. DeLuca not giving Greed an inch as he focuses his attention on the arm of Greed, trying to take the power away from him.
Bringing the arm of the larger champion.
Wrenching that arm. Very intelligent from the young DeLuca, but Greed with a stiff right hand.
Are you sure about that? Are you really sure about that, huh?
Both these competitors start things off slow here in our co-main event.
DeLuca not fazed by it. He's egging the champion on.
Ducks the line and answers with a chop of his own, but Greed almost insulted by that shot.
DeLuca asks for another.
Okay. Ducks the line, big chop from DeLuca once again. And this is only angering John Greed even more.
Well, DeLuca one step ahead of Greed, but is he? The master of mind games.
Try to get a bit of momentum off the ropes, but DeLuca not able to deliver that arm drag. These two competitors fighting for the open weight championship, the top prize here in PWO. Championship that's been held by Matthew Grant, by Tyler Hill, by the legendary Just Insane. DeLuca would love to add his name to that lineage. And John Greed would love nothing but to end that dream with his own 2 hands. Greed holding on to that top rope, making sure DeLuca can't build any momentum. We've seen it in the past when DeLuca builds that momentum. Very few things can stop him.
Greed, just a ruthless competitor, unloads on DeLuca.
Well, you want
DeLuca for a ride.
You want to know how ruthless John Greed can be? Just ask Holden. Albright off the ropes, goes DeLuca, tilt-a-whirl head scissors, sending Greed reeling. Stiff elbow from Mr. Electricity.
You'd have to imagine, Kevin, Holden Albright, one of the many competitors watching on in anticipation in this championship matchup, said he was going to start things from the bottom and turn his way back up there.
Trying to go for a fireman's carry, but 270 pounds is a big weight to bear. DeLuca feeling the effects. John Greed going for a big boot, tornado elbow from Mr. Electricity.
Wobble the champion back into the buckles goes Greed.
But DeLuca still not able to knock Greed down. DeLuca out on that apron. Greed on that second rope with a clothesline, knocking DeLuca to the outside.
DeLuca sent reeling hard to the floor out in front of Nona there.
And remember, Chris, champion's advantage. DeLuca needs to defeat Greed by pinfall or submission, but Greed does not necessarily need to beat DeLuca to walk away with the gold.
And Greed's the kind of guy who'll take the victory any way he can get it. He'd love to win by a countout and humiliate Jonny DeLuca in front of his friends and family here at the Germania Club.
Greed mocking Nona at ringside there. Greed's not above something like that. Right on the apron. John Greed, very methodical pace of the open weight champion. When you're in the ring with him, you're fighting his style of match.
This is how Greed likes it, Kevin. He likes to set the pace, set the tone. And once again, you can see exchanging words with DeLuca Sr. here at ringside.
Greed trying to get in the head of DeLuca. Greed rolling in the ring for just a second just to break up the count.
There's not too many times, Kevin, that Disgraceland doesn't make it personal with each and one of their opponents.
Well, it's always personal as far as Disgraceland and John Greed are concerned. Face first goes DeLuca right into that bottom turnbuckle. The power of Greed on full display.
You see a bit of extra leniency in the pacing of that count from senior official Brad Myers. Well, I mean, we're seeing this championship matchup, well aware that the fans here at Germania want to see a clear and decisive winner here.
Well, considering what's at stake here, the official might be willing to bend the rules just a little bit to make sure we get a clear and decisive winner. John Greed just taking another lap around ringside, taking his time, sending a message not only to DeLuca, but to the fans here in the Germania Club.
And DeLuca went hard face first into that ring post. And we've seen this from Greed before. Oh my, unloaded.
Choking DeLuca, and then those clubbing blows right to the face, the money maker of DeLuca. So we get a close up there of DeLuca. John Greed resetting in the corner. Greed just mocking the fans, and then a thunderous chop from the openweight champion. These fans in attendance still calling for a new champion. Will that be the case? Not if John Greed has something to say about it.
Well, John Greed might be taking DeLuca here a bit likely. Little insult to Tarek there.
And a hush.
Chomp himself.
Falling over the crowd, but Greed missing, and Mr. Electricity living up to his name with a flurry of strikes. These fans looking on in anticipation. DeLuca.
Greed is still standing though, Kevin.
Again, that's one thing DeLuca has not done throughout the course of this match, and that's knock Greed off of his feet. Again, DeLuca fighting off a bit more than he can chew with that fireman's carry, and Greed taking advantage with a big boot. Greed, I should say, mocking the fans here, going for a cover kick out. Sorry, I got Scott Stapp on the mind after they announced a reunion tour.
I gotta have trouble right now, though. I got a lot of work to do.
John Greed
enjoying every moment out there right now, inflicting that punishment on the challenger DeLuca.
Well, that's one thing Greed loves to do. It's not only win, but he loves to cause pain. He loves to hurt people. He loves to break dreams. And that's exactly what he's looking to do here against the young upstart, Jonny DeLuca.
Disgraceland certainly left a pile of broken dreams in their reign of terror here at PWO. John Greed calling for it now though, Kevin.
Oh, but Greed being sent to the outside by DeLuca. DeLuca on the apron, missing the kick though. And a cannonball off the apron, DeLuca! If he can capitalize on this moment, we could be looking at a new openweight champion.
DeLuca finally able to take the champion off his feet. He has to beat him inside that ring in order to win that championship.
DeLuca entering the ring very quickly, feeling good. Off the top he goes, but Greed ducking it. Tornado elbow from DeLuca.
And once again, Kevin, Greed still standing. Albeit from assistance from that rope. Gonna choke the big man out. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it though, Kevin.
Well, DeLuca's been using the sleeper hold to great effect as of late, but when you're against someone as large and powerful as John Greed, it's gonna make a big difference in the effect of this move.
Absolutely hard to get that hold locked on properly.
A move made famous by greats like Rowdy Roddy Piper and Jonny DeLuca being forced to break the hold. But Greed now gasping for air after being in that hold for almost a minute.
That's the experience of Greed there, but DeLuca still fired up here, Kevin, off the top.
Missile drop kick, second rope. Jonny DeLuca going for the cover. 2, kick out from Greed. DeLuca cannot believe it. And John Greed starting to realize that DeLuca is the real deal. Mr. Electricity calling for the end. Could we see it here, Chris? Slingshot off the top, double dose, but Greed catches him, turning DeLuca inside out.
Flip the challenger upside down, and here goes Greed.
Oh!
Twisting jackhammer.
What a move from John Greed, but not enough to put away the challenger here in our co-main event.
Incredible power on display from the champion. Greed with the upper hand momentarily here.
Now Greed on one knee calling for the end.
And we see Greed potentially connect with that package pile driver. It'll be all over for DeLuca and his challenge for that open weight championship.
Greed looking to put the finishing touch on Mr. Electricity, but DeLuca will not die here tonight. Most important fight of his life.
DeLuca holding on for dear life here.
Sling Larry to John Greed. Go over the cover, hooks the leg, kick out at 2.5.
Fans here thought that was it for DeLuca. Moments away from potentially seeing a new champion.
Now John Greed knocked down to the mat. DeLuca looking to pick up the open weight title. Could be moments away from seeing that happen.
Both men to their feet now.
And DeLuca finally with a Samoan drop! Jonny DeLuca going for the cover! New champion! No!
DeLuca powered on pure adrenaline, able to get the champion up into the air, but Greed able to kick out at the last second there.
But the amount of
Oh,
force
what's this guy doing out here? Get him out of here. We've seen enough of Boone tonight.
Kyle Boone, we saw him eliminated from the Iron Cup not too long ago.
Oh, I'm sure he's out here to congratulate his former partner.
Yeah, that's what he's here to do.
A bit prematurely, if you ask me.
Now, Alec Realm, we saw him get involved earlier, taking it to Boone.
Well, payback's a bitch for Boone, and he's feeling the effect on that stage. But that distraction with DeLuca and his former partners.
Well, now DeLuca might not have his eyes in the right place.
And you can see the official Brad Myers trying to clear the ringside area, get these men to the backstage, sort out their differences back there. We have a title match going on here.
Now Brad Myers focusing on that as... Whoa, Holden Albright!
I told you, Kevin, Holden Albright, I'm sure, watching on with anticipation in the outcome of this matchup. Things far from over. Oh, what is going on?
Albright turning his attention to DeLuca! What is Albright thinking?
Because DeLuca, with that back fist, he's knocked out there, but Albright wants to be the man to defeat Greed himself for that championship.
Albright with the assist.
Albright wants his legacy to be the one that ends
And
the
Sean
Graceland.
Greed,
Oh,
package
no.
pile driver! No, not like this! Brad Myers finally returning to the ring as Sean Greed climbs to that top rope. And we've seen this before. Greed might be going for that 5-ton frog splash. Jonny DeLuca suffering. 1, 2, DeLuca!
Greed can't believe it. Albright can't believe it.
I can't believe it. I haven't seen anyone kick out of that frog splash, Chris. And now these fans getting behind Jonny DeLuca more than they ever have. DeLuca, the first man to kick out of that frog splash. And John Greed doesn't even know what to do. John Greed goes grabbing that championship from the hands of Jamie, the ring announcer.
Jamie doesn't want any of that. We saw what happened to him inside that steel cage at the hands of Disgraceland. John Greed with that championship in the ring. And if he gets disqualified, Kevin, he's going to retain that championship.
At this point, that might be exactly what John Greed is thinking. After DeLuca kicked out of the package pile driver and the 5-ton frog splash.
John Greed doing whatever it takes to keep that gold on behalf of Disgraceland.
A hush falling over this crowd in anticipation of what could be about to happen. Greed mocking the fans here in attendance at the Germania Club.
Brad Myers trying to warn the champion. If he hits him with that bell, it's all over. Disqualification coming on here.
DeLuca ducking it, taking Greed up. Blue Thunder Bomb. Jonny DeLuca going for the cover. Kick out. Just in time.
Well, he was able to get Greed up there, but not the way he wanted him to. The champion still holds on to that gold.
DeLuca, Greed fighting tooth and nail for that open weight title.
You're in Disgraceland. And I got news for you. I'm Jonny fucking DeLuca.
Oh, Jonny DeLuca! The future of professional wrestling! Off the ropes! Double dose! Double dose! DeLuca, Mr. Electricity, DeLuca.
History made here tonight. What an ovation. We just saw a brand new openweight champion.
Jonny DeLuca is the open-weight champion! Chris, the future is here!
Youngest openweight champion in PWO history. Jonny DeLuca might have just been the man to end Disgraceland once and for all. What does this mean for Holden Albright? And we still have the main event, that 5th annual openweight Iron Cup champion. The winner will be the #1 contender for that openweight championship.
That may be the case, but that's the future right now. Jonny DeLuca can hold his head up high. He can hold that title. And he can call himself the open weight champion for the first time in his career. Mr. Electricity is now Mr. Top of the Mountain.
Jonny DeLuca earned it tonight. Incredible victory in front of his friends and family here at the Germania Hall. History made tonight at the 5th annual Iron Cup tournament. We just saw a new champion. Incredible. I can't even speak the ovation here that Jonny DeLuca got here.
I might be moments away from losing my voice here, Chris, but Jonny DeLuca has done it. As he said, he's Jonny flippin' DeLuca, and he is the open weight champion. His legacy being solidified here at the 5th annual Iron Cup. What a moment for DeLuca. What a moment for John DeLuca Sr. at ringside, looking on as his son is now the top champion in PWO.
One of the biggest moments of Jonny DeLuca's career, and we were here to witness it. Incredible turn of events heading in to the 2024 calendar year for Pro Wrestling Ontario. There you see the love between a father and a son here at the Germania Hall. Incredible victory.
DeLuca embracing a man that has supported him his entire career, his entire life. Now what a defining moment for Mr. Electricity. Congratulations to Jonny DeLuca.
After the turn of events, the Disgraceland, that beating they admonished on Jamie, on our CEO Nathan Savage. What does this mean for John Greed here at PWO? We've already seen the other members of Disgraceland suspended. Will this be the end of John Greed at PWO? Jonny DeLuca, proud new champion here.